Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap. So in today's session, we are going to discuss a very important news article of finance that is regarding the government that has revamped the Banks Board Bureau into the Financial Services Institutions Bureau. So why was there a need for this revamp? What is this revamp, as well as how the Banks Board Bureau has been converted into the Financial Services Institutions Bureau, under which organization, we can say under which committee it has been converted, and the decision has been taken. All of that we are going to see in today's session. But before starting with the today's session, please subscribe to our YouTube channel if you are new to the channel, and join our Telegram channel for the PDF of this session, and you can get the link of the Telegram channel in the description box below. So now, starting with the news article that the government has revamped the Banks Board Bureau into the Financial Services Institutions Bureau. The Appointments Committee of the Cabinet, this is the committee, this is a very important committee that has approved the government resolution for establishing the FSIB in place of the Banks Board Bureau. So ACC has approved that the government resolution that the Banks Board Bureau will be replaced by the FSIB. Okay, why the ACC is so powerful that the ACC is permitting or approving the government resolution? Because ACC decides the appointments of all levels in the all higher levels in the cabinet secretariat, in the public enterprises, in the banks and the financial institutions under the government of India. So if any high level of the cabinet appointment is happening, that will be decided by the appointments committee of the cabinet under the government. Okay, the committee is composed of the Prime Minister, and so we can see that the power is there due to ex officio chairperson of the committee, that is the Prime Minister, that is giving the power to this committee. Okay, and the Minister of Home Affairs is also a part of this committee, as well as the minister regarding which department the talk is going on, regarding which ministry the talk or the appointment is going on, that minister will also be a part of the ACC. Okay. So now the Appointments Committee of the Cabinet that decides the appointment of all the higher levels in the Cabinet Secretariat, in the public enterprises, in the banks and the financial institutions, that has approved the government resolution that for establishing the FSIB. So the Bank Board Bureau, first let's understand what the Banks Board Bureau used to do and now what FSIB will be doing. Okay, so the Prime Minister has established approved the constitution of the Banks Board Bureau in 2016 as a body of high level of the professionals, eminent professionals and officials to make recommendations, that will make recommendations for appointment of whole-time directors as well as non-executive chairperson for the public sector banks and the state-owned financial institutions. Like now you will say that the ACC is the one that has to make the appointments, but let me tell you that the Prime Minister cannot look after each and every bank, cannot look after that, okay, the who will become the director or who will become the chairperson of this SBI, or who will become the chairperson of this Punjab National Bank or some other bank or some other financial institutions or some other insurance companies under the government. So there are so many banks, so many financial institutions, etc. So Prime Minister or the Minister of Home Affairs cannot look after each and every one. So that's why the Banks Board Bureau was established, so that high level of the professionals can be chosen for the banks, for the whole time members, for the directors or for the general managers of the banks or the financial institutions. Now the guidelines for the selection of general managers and the directors of the public sector general insurance companies have been made part of the FSIB. Now FSIB will be the one that will be looking after the appointment of the general managers or the directors. Okay. So the power has been taken from the Banks Board Bureau and the power has been given to the FSIB. Okay. So now why the power has to be taken from the BBB? It was because the Delhi High Court was the one that decided such, and the amendments were required as the Delhi High Court in its order last year said that the Banks Board Bureau is not a competent body, is not a good body, is not a competent body to select the general managers and directors of the state-owned general insurance. Okay. And that's why the ACC has asked the Department of the Financial Services to carry out necessary modifications in the Nationalized Banks Management and Miscellaneous Provisions Scheme of 1970-1980, with the approval of finance minister, okay, so that the modifications can be made and from the power can be converted, or in place of the Banks Board Bureau, the power can be shifted to the FSIB and the modified power can be given to the FSIB, so that the FSIB can be a competent body. And then notify the government resolution for establishing FSIB as a single entity. So now FSIB has been formed as a single entity for making the recommendations for the appointments, okay, regarding the financial institutions, regarding the banks and all. So the ACC has also approved the appointment of the Bhanu Pratap Sharma, who was the former chairman of the Banks Board Bureau, as the initial chairperson of the FSIB for a term of 2 years. So this has also been decided by the ACC. So ACC is taking all the higher level of the decisions, that who will become the chairperson of the FSIB, that will decide all the lower level of the chairpersons or the directors, that is of the particular banks, because all the appointments of the particular banks will come under the FSIB. So at the apex, ACC is there, that decides regarding the particular body of the for the financial institutions, that will decide for the financial institutions, for the particular financial institutions for the particular bank. So you can see the hierarchy, that ACC is the top, is at the top, and the members of ACC is the Prime Minister and the Minister of Home Affairs, as well as if a particular ministry is being included or being talked about or decided upon, so the minister of that particular ministry will also come under, will also be a member of the ACC for the particular decision. So under the ACC, the Banks Bureau Board came, but now again in place of the Banks Board Bureau, the FSIB is the one that will decide about the particular banks or the financial institutions, okay. So now the most important thing about the news article was about understanding ACC, who are the members of the ACC, as well as about the FSIB, that against the BBB, the FSIB has been constructed, the FSIB has taken the place of the Banks Board Bureau, as well as about understanding that why this decision has happened. So we have discussed all of that, and I hope that you can easily answer this question now, that is regarding the ACC. So thank you very much, and if you have any query, you can mail us here or you can contact us through this number. Thank you.